Who will win in a battle between Lucifer and Spawn? Under the pitch-black sky of an unknown dimension, where stars sparkle like jewels trapped in a veil of nothingness, space trembles, not with wind or waves, but with the presence of two beings with the power to tear the fabric of reality apart. Lucifer, the fallen archangel, wielder of the primordial light and knowledge of the creation of the universe. Facing him is Spawn, the warrior of darkness, a spirit reborn from the ashes of hell, imbued with the power of necrosis and ancient magic. Lucifer stands tall, his body glowing with a golden light, like a sun trapped in the form of a being. His wings, though stripped of their divine radiance, still stretch out like galaxies, each feather shimmering as if containing an entire galaxy. His eyes were cold, penetrating all the mysteries of creation, as if time and space were just pages he had read by heart. He did not move, but the space around him seemed to stretch and bend according to his will, as if reality were just a picture he could redraw at any time. On the opposite side, Spawn appeared like a vampire, his crimson cloak fluttering in the invisible wind, like blood flowing back into the sky. His body, made of necrosis, was not flesh and bone, but a strange compound, both material and magical. His green eyes burned, not with light, but with the flames of rage and indomitable will. His armor, forged from the shards of hell, vibrated as if alive, ready to respond to his master's every command. In his hands, magical chains twisted, emitting a sound like a death knell. Lucifer raised his hand, and the space around him shattered like shattered glass. Fragments of reality floated, each reflecting another universe, another reality. He needed no weapon, for his will was the weapon. With a snap of his fingers, he reshaped matter, transforming the fragments into thousands of spears of light, each sharp enough to pierce the very concept of time. They shot towards Spawn at speeds beyond all physical limits, like shooting stars carrying absolute destruction. Spawn did not flinch. His body, forged from necrosis, seemed to dissolve, turning into a cloud of black smoke, sliding through the spears of light like a ghost. He reappeared, just a few feet from Lucifer, his hands raised, summoning a blast of quantum energy. The bright purple energy tore through space, creating a rift that stretched for miles, as if reality itself groaned beneath his power. Spawn's magical chains wrapped around the space, trying to bind Lucifer, but the Archangel only smiled faintly. With a wave of his hand, he reversed the space, turning the chains to ash before they could reach him. "You think such petty tricks can reach me?" Lucifer said, his voice echoing like thunder, but carrying a cold irony. "I am the one who saw the birth of the universe, the one who shaped the first light. You are but a lost soul, patched with the magic of hell." Spawn did not respond with words. Instead, he launched himself, his body ablaze with magical fire. He used every martial art he had mastered over the centuries, from judo to ninjutsu, from Muay Thai to Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Each strike was a work of art, so fast that the space around him seemed to slow down, as if time were trying to catch up with him. But Lucifer did not need to dodge. He stood still, letting Spawn's blows pass through him as if he were an illusion. With a wave of his hand, Lucifer caused the space around Spawn to contract, squeezing him into an invisible cage. Spawn roared, his voice the scream of 1,000 imprisoned souls. He summoned the power deep within him, the power that the heap had bestowed upon him, the ancient magic that coursed through every necrotic fiber of his body. He broke through Lucifer's dimensional cage, his body exploding into a storm of energy. Green and purple lights merged, forming a destructive aura that tore apart the space around him. He teleported, appearing right behind Lucifer, and unleashed a strike that contained all of his magical power. Space shook. The stars in the sky seemed to shift out of their orbits, as if they too felt the force of the blow. But Lucifer was unharmed. He turned around, his eyes twinkling like two shooting stars, and raised his hand. Time around Spawn suddenly stopped, not slowing down, but completely stopping. Dust particles floated in the air, fragments of reality stopped moving. Spawn, powerful as he was trapped in that moment, a living statue. Lucifer stepped forward, his every step ringing like a bell. "You have power, but you lack vision," Lucifer said, his voice soft but sharp as a knife. "You fight for will, for rage, but I fight for the very existence of creation itself." He raised his hand, and from his palm a ball of light erupted, containing the power of an entire universe. The ball exploded, engulfing Spawn in a sea of light. The space around him was obliterated, leaving only absolute emptiness. But when the light faded, Spawn was still standing there, his body torn, his armor shattered, but his eyes still burning with an indomitable fire. In the moment Spawn's power exploded, the space around him seemed to stop breathing. Fragments of reality floated like golden dust in the dim light, reflecting the images of countless parallel universes. Spawn felt the divine energy flowing through every necrotic cell of his body, transforming them into a shimmering compound where darkness mingled with primordial light. His armor, once a symbol of hell, now glowed with a silvery white radiance, as if forged from fallen stars. His eyes were no longer just green flames, but two black holes that sucked in all light, containing ancient knowledge of the balance between creation and destruction. Lucifer, standing not far away, sensed this change. His body, once as radiant as the sun, now contracted slightly, as if he were preparing for a decisive strike. His wings stretched wider than ever, each feather vibrating as if singing a cosmic symphony. The space around him warped, forming vortices of light where time flowed backwards and abstract concepts became tangible. He looked at Spawn with sharp eyes, piercing through his opponent's new shell, and realized that this was no longer a mortal soul patched with infernal magic. This was Divine Spawn, an equal, a true challenger to his power. With a fluid motion, Lucifer raised his hand to the sky, summoning a storm of energy from the void. Golden rays of light rained down like meteors, each one containing enough power to wipe out a galaxy. Space shook, distant stars flickered and died, as if witnessing their own demise. Spawn, in his divine state, did not flinch. He stepped forward, his body absorbing the rays of light, turning them into fuel for his power. With each step he took, the invisible ground beneath his feet split open, creating fissures that led to other dimensions, where the sounds of battle echoed like the whispers of ancient gods. He waved his hand, and from his palm, a ball of darkness exploded, swallowing Lucifer's storm. The ball expanded, transforming into a giant black hole, sucking in everything around it, light, time, even Lucifer's will. The fallen Archangel felt the pull. His body pulled towards the black hole, but he did not panic. With a cold smile, he reshaped reality, transforming the black hole into a sea of light, where darkness melted like wax under fire. This confrontation was no longer a physical battle, but a struggle for control over the very essence of the universe. Spawn charged forward, using every martial art he had mastered over the centuries. From swift judo to arcane ninjutsu, his every move was a dance of death, his body writhing like a ghost in the wind. He teleported, appearing in every direction around Lucifer, unleashing a barrage of quantum energy blasts. The blasts tore through space, creating wounds in the fabric of reality, where cosmic blood glittering particles of energy flowed. Lucifer responded by manipulating time, slowing Spawn's every strike, as if he were fighting in a syrupy dream. But Divine Spawn was not bound by time. He broke through that barrier, his body multiplying into 1,000 copies, each representing an aspect of his power. They surrounded Lucifer, forming an inescapable web of energy. The space around him became chaotic, dimensions overlapping, creating illusions where past, present, and future blended. Lucifer, with his infinite knowledge, predicted every move, but the overwhelming numbers forced him to retreat for the first time. He raised his hand, and a wave of sound rang out. His cry, a transcendent sound, tearing apart the clones, turning them into ashes of light. The battle dragged on, each second feeling like a millennium. Spawn raised the dead souls from the dead, summoning them as allies, but Lucifer only needed a look to make them vanish. He manipulated abstract concepts, weaponizing fear, turning hope into chains. Spawn responded with immense magic, changing his body into terrible forms, from a dark dragon to an invisible being. Each transformation causes space to shake, stars to fall like autumn leaves, and the sounds of battle to echo across parallel universes. As the battle reached its climax, the space around him was reduced to a white void, where all the laws of physics had been broken. Lucifer stood there, his body still glowing, but his wings were slightly tired, each feather glistening with tiny cracks, as if they had borne the weight of countless universes. Divine Spawn faced him, his body a perfect blend of light and dark, his armor shimmering like a mosaic of stars and black holes. Their eyes met, not with pure hostility, but with deep respect, as two gods recognized the similarity in each other's immense power. Lucifer raised his hand one last time, summoning all his power. From his palm, a sphere of creation exploded, containing the essence of creation, matter, energy, time, and every abstract concept. The sphere expanded, consuming everything, reshaping reality according to his will. Spawn felt the power, but he did not retreat. He summoned the divine power, creating a rival sphere of destruction, where darkness devoured light, destruction to be reborn. The two spheres collided, creating an explosion so great that it obliterated the white chaos, replacing it with a new universe, where stars were born from ashes and planets formed from excess energy. In that explosion, both entities were pushed back, their bodies shaking under their own power. Lucifer, with the immortality of an archangel, remade himself from the primordial light, but he realized that this battle could not end in absolute victory. Divine Spawn, with his superhuman physiology, rose from the rubble, his body intact, but his will changed. He no longer fought for rage, but for balance. They stood face to face, the new space around them beginning to take shape, swirling galaxies, verdant planets rising from nothing. Lucifer smiled, a tired but satisfied smile. "You have proven your worth, being of darkness," he said, his voice echoing like the wind through the stars. "But this universe is not meant for a single ruler." Spawn nodded, his eyes sparkling with new knowledge. "And neither are you, fallen light. We are two parts of one whole." From the ashes of the explosion, a new reality slowly emerged. But the war was not over. Lucifer, in his own dimension, sensed the souls Spawn had resurrected rising. They were not mindless ghosts, but living beings carrying the memories of the war, each soul a fragment of the power Spawn had wielded. The space around him trembled, the souls materializing as shadowy figures, shimmering in his golden light. He stood there, wings spread, telepathically manipulating them. Each soul he controlled, transformed into a living weapon, charged towards where Spawn was regenerating. Spawn, in his divine state, sensed the threat. He summoned a massive magic, creating a dark barrier where souls were devoured and reborn under his control. The battle for souls rages on, the new space shakes. Young planets are torn apart by the power of the two entities. Lucifer uses his clairvoyance to predict the actions of the souls, causing them to attack in unison, like a perfect army. Spawn responds by changing his form, transforming into a giant entity, devouring souls en masse and turning them into energy. Each absorbed soul makes his body stronger, his armor glittering with imprisoned souls. This battle is no longer between two individuals, but between two forces, the controlling light and the free darkness. Space becomes chaotic. Galaxies are drawn into the vortex. The sound of screaming souls echoes like a hellish symphony. Lucifer, with his knowledge of time, reverses the flow, returning the souls to their original state, but Spawn breaks the law, causing time to flow chaotically. They fight across dimensions, each blow creating rifts leading to other universes, where the war spreads like a cosmic plague. The space around them trembled slightly, not from the power of destruction, but from the resonance of two equal wills, two entities that had reached the pinnacle of power and wisdom. The stars twinkled in the endless sky, like silent witnesses, witnessing the moment that shaped the fate of all reality. Lucifer, the primordial light, stood tall, his body radiating a golden halo, as brilliant as the first fire of the universe. His wings, though marked by the traces of a long battle, still stretched out like galaxies, each feather sparkling as if containing an entire galaxy. His eyes, sharp and penetrating, no longer carried arrogance, but the serenity of one who had seen all the mysteries of creation. He needed no weapons, for his will was the ultimate power, able to shape matter, energy, and even abstract concepts like time. Divine Spawn emerged as a living painting of darkness and light merging. His body, once forged from the necrosis of hell, now shimmered like a transcendental compound, where darkness was no longer a symbol of destruction, but the source of rebirth. His armor, remade from ancient magic and divine power, reflected the light of the stars, as if each piece of armor were a piece of the universe. His eyes, two deep black holes, burned with an indomitable will, but also carried a profound understanding of balance. Their battle had transcended the limits of physics and magic, becoming a dialogue between two entities of equal strength and ability. Lucifer raised his hand, and from his palm, a stream of light flowed, soft as a river, but containing the power of primordial creation. It spread, creating swirls of light where young planets began to form, their surfaces glittering with silver oceans and crystal forests. Spawn responded, not with opposition, but with harmony. He raised his hand, and a dark energy rose, deep and mysterious, as if it were the source of all mysteries. The energy did not collide with Lucifer's light, but intertwined, forming a perfect dance where light and dark rotated, complementing each other. From that intersection, a new reality was born, not heaven or hell, but a universe where all opposing concepts coexisted in perfect harmony. The space around him vibrated with the sound of new life, like a symphony echoing through the dimensions. The stars burned brightly, each a story, a world bearing the imprint of both Lucifer and Spawn. The planets rotated in perfect orbits, their surfaces covered with sparkling fields and rivers of light. The creatures on these planets knew no conflict, for they were born of balance, from the wills of two beings who fought to shape the fate of the universe. Lucifer looked at Spawn, and for the first time, his voice held no sarcasm or challenge. "You are the only worthy opponent, being of darkness," he said, his voice echoing like the wind through the stars. "We are equals, not in power, but in vision. This universe needs both light and darkness to survive." Spawn nodded, his eyes sparkling with understanding. And you, fallen light, have shown me that power lies not in domination, but in harmony. We do not fight to destroy, but to create. They stood there, watching the new universe expand, galaxies swirling, planets growing, no longer needing words. Both beings merged into the flow of creation. Lucifer dissolved into light, becoming the fire that lit the stars, while Spawn turned into darkness, embracing all the mysteries of the universe. They did not disappear, but became part of a new reality, two sides of the same coin, forever bound in eternal balance.